Hey there, Martin here, and welcome to this very special Project Rebuild episode. Very special because it's getting an introduction. So I'm just about to show you a video that I recorded a good number of weeks ago. In fact, it was only a couple of weeks after the accident I recorded the video I'm just about to show you. If you remember right at the beginning, I said that Project Rebuild was about rebuilding physically, rebuilding mentally, and rebuilding emotionally. And we've had some fun along the way with the physical stuff and the physio and the torture chamber. I mean, the physio and the electric machine and all the kinds of stuff that we've been doing. And it's been fun sharing that with you. Hopefully it's been educational as well, if anybody's going through a similar thing, and great life lessons. What we haven't really touched on is the emotional and mental side. That's where this video that I'm just about to show you comes in, because I was hit very, very hard, not just by the car and not just physically, but also mentally and emotionally. And I recorded the video you were just about to see at a time when I was really struggling, and I did it on purpose. I didn't know how it would go. I didn't even know if I would make it through the video, but I did. I was just really uncomfortable sharing it at the time. But I'm in a different place, and I think it's really, really important that I do share this video, because it shows, life happens to us, and the best of us, the most confident of us, can get hit. And I was hit with something that I thought I'd left behind long ago. And there's a lesson in that in itself. So I'm going to share this with you. Not for sympathy, anything like that, or look at me, or woe is me, nothing like that. This is just about showing you how it can be, how life is, and that it can happen to all of us. And there is also light at the end of the tunnel, because we do the same thing. We get help for it. We get help. We have faith. We have trust. We try new things. And we have to trust the process. And as a result of doing that, I'm now in a much better place than where I was. And I guess that's evident from this video. But really important that I share this with you. And so give it a watch, see what you think, and hopefully it can help you reflect, either yourself or about others and the support they may need, you may need. And I really do hope that it's helpful. I share it from the heart. This is without a shadow of a doubt, of all the stories I've told about my past and how vulnerable I get with that, this is the most vulnerable video I have ever recorded, because I am in the middle of not feeling great at all. And it takes a certain amount of, I guess, courage to record that and also share it. But I do that with heart. I do that to help other people. So here it is. Here is the missing episode, the unreleased episode of Project Rebuild. Hey there, everybody. Martin here, and this is a Project Rebuild update, but a little bit of a different one. Up to now, we've been focusing on the physical stuff, so I hope you've enjoyed, if that's the word, enjoyed and got some education and even some reassurance and some messaging from those videos, which has been focused on the physical side of things after my physio sessions. And it has been a bit of fun exploring that with you, with some key messages that really come out, life lessons. When I started these impromptu videos with no plan whatsoever, I said that it was about rebuilding physically, mentally, and emotionally. And we've only really focused on the physical. And so today, and I'm doing this at a time deliberately, I wanted to talk a little bit about the mental and the emotional side. And yeah, I mean, and the chances are this is my most vulnerable video ever, and a lot of as it stands, I'm recording this and I still don't know whether I'm going to release it or not. I don't know. If you are seeing it, then obviously it was a decision made to, because hopefully it can help other people. What came out of the accident, I mean, I had not just the physical injuries, but I had concussion afterwards. So I was having all manner of symptoms. And some of those symptoms are very similar to anxiety. So like the headaches and the neck pain and the shoulder pain. Well, I was already having that because of the accident and feeling sick. It was all part of concussion and part of the impact. As that settled, what became clear was that I was having anxiety was definitely back in the fold. And if you know my story, then I talk historically about this in terms of 20 years in the corporate world, experiencing every facet of stress, low-level stress to high stress, to low mood, to depression, to generalized anxiety disorder, to insomnia, to liver disease, to burnout, to self-harm, to then deciding to end it all. So it's very much that historic journey, and all the life lessons is why I do what I do, to share so people don't go through what I went through. What I don't talk about a lot is about the here and now. And generally speaking, because the here and now, you know, it's okay. Life is still a roller coaster, and so much stuff has happened behind the scenes, you wouldn't believe it. But, you know, I tend to take the historic life lessons. This is why this one's a little bit different, because this is today, this is now. And what came out of the accident, be it accumulation of maybe things around the accident, but then definitely the accident itself, I realized that anxiety was back and the headaches were back. And the only way I can describe an anxiety headache beyond a normal kind of headache would be like it's like your brain is being squeezed from the inside. It's very unique. And this is going to be difficult. Headaches and the feeling sick. So waking up with a headache, that kind of headache, and also feeling sick, but not just, oh, I feel a bit queasy, I feel a bit sick, but literally feeling sick to face the world, sick that you've woken up and now there's reality. And I know for a fact that that's going into low mood and the higher anxiety. That the tension in your chest, the what's it called? Well, chest aside, a little bit of confusion, a little bit slower, forgetting things, not being able to find your words, tightness in the chest, and sometimes pain in the chest, and also, as you may notice, shaking. So I'm doing this video now because I'm having this moment of anxiety being back. And I guess what I wanted to demonstrate was maybe what it's like. I'm not trying to be a martyr or a hero here. I'm just trying to help people and be honest. And I've had to do what I've done before, and what I encourage everybody to do when I'm sharing the lessons and the education that I do and the coaching is to reach out, you know, to summon all your courage to firstly get honest with yourself about how you feel physically, mentally, emotionally. People think like the mental side of things, like the stress, the anxiety, they say it's just in the head. It's a full body experience, as I've just described, as you're realizing. I'm sorry, the camera is shaking. So you've got to get honest with where you're at. And then you've got to summon all your courage to ask for help, for support. And I've had to do that again recently. And I say that with no shame, with no guilt. It was damn difficult when you've had my journey and all the associations, especially with anxiety, because that was the thing that really tipped everything over the edge. It was the thing I struggled with the most. It was debilitating in the end. Generalized anxiety disorder is horrific. So to have these symptoms, and I'm very aware of the symptoms, I'm not willing to let them go on for weeks, months, years. You know, they've started to arise. Right, I'm going to go and get some support, but it still takes courage. It takes courage to admit that, hey, I used to be in this place and I kind of feel a little bit like it now, and I'm helping people with this kind of stuff. So God, what kind of fraud does that make me? What, geez, how can people rely on me when I'm like this? And you have all these thoughts, even me, with all the people I've helped and all the circle I've got. But we all go through stuff. Stuff happens, life happens, and we all have emotions. And I've had the privilege of spending time with some of the most successful people on the planet, and they all have it. They all have self-doubt. They all get stressed. They all get overwhelmed at times. They all get anxious at times, as my mental coach friend Adam Brooks says, at times. It doesn't define us. It doesn't mean like we're going to be like it all of the time. At times. But it's at those times that we need help. We need support, and we've got to muster all our courage to go and get that support and that help. So I've had to do that, and that's a key message here. As well as the reality of anxiety, I wanted you to know that, do it. And do it sooner rather than later. Don't let it, I let it go on for years. Well, I wasn't prepared to do that this time, but it still took courage. Even with everything I know. And this is also the thing, you might know all the strategies and frameworks, and I know all the tools. But sometimes when life hits you really hard and your anxiety is at such a level, then you can't think clearly. You can't quite use the tools you've got. You need some support, be it perspective or somebody to talk it through with, or indeed some medication. And I am on some medication again, not long-term medication, but just something to help me take the edge off, and I will do after this. I guess, and that's really what I wanted to share. I wanted to share that, hey, look, this is me at the moment. Does it mean that I can't help people? No, not missed a client call, still helping, adding massive value right there. Do I need to look after myself? Absolutely. Take time out? Absolutely. Do I need to ask for support and help? Absolutely. Yeah. Do I need to be really conscious of what's going on and the symptoms? Absolutely. And be prepared to summon that courage and do what's necessary so that I can move forward positively. And it doesn't matter if what we've been through in the past or what we know. We still have these moments. I hope this is helpful. This has been my aim. And for everybody that's ever had anxiety or is feeling that, you have my utmost respect and my love, my compassion, my empathy. Because it can feel pretty horrific at times. But I know you've got it. I know you've got the courage inside you to go and ask for help. Got the courage inside to be honest with yourself and go get that help. Just like I've had to do. And it was tough, and making this is tough. But I'm only doing it to help. And I hope it's done that. Sending you all love. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Keep rebuilding.